This year's annual road trip took us to the beautiful country of Morocco. But unfortunately, upon landing, my brand new drone was confiscated from me. I put it behind me, met my boy Virgil, and we went to explore Marrakech. We looked around some beautiful old buildings and met this cool guy called Abdul.
Fish and chips, lovely jubbly.
He showed us a big bucket of pigeon shit, then took us into a back alley where a group of really unfriendly locals demanded we pay them. Unfortunately, we did. We then later found out that this is a well-known scam in Marrakech. Avoid it.
Who is God?
Day turned to night and things started getting a little bit strange. After being consistently ripped off, we were looking forward to leaving Marrakech and starting the road trip in our hire car. The badass Dacia Logan, the only car to be manufactured in Africa. What just happened, Virgil?
Just gonna find it.
Apparently we were speeding and his response was kind of like, I'm the police, give me 300 dirham and you can go. So we did and continued on our journey. We then stopped in a small town for a quick bite to eat, where apparently women just weren't allowed, because of religious reasons apparently. Strange. We then challenged the local kids to a quick game of football. Next we stopped in this really cool old city, and a lot of Game of Thrones were filmed there, apparently. After following this random guy around for 10 minutes, we decided to head off and head to our place where we'd stay the night. After attempting to sleep in the hottest room known to man, we then went to a movie studio dubbed the Hollywood of Morocco, and we decided to shoot our own chase scene. Shortly after, we were back on the road to try and reach the desert by nightfall. But it wasn't going to be plain sailing for very long. So we've had a slight incident. That's our car there. We crashed into, well not crashed, but bumped into that, and it took off the inside, sort of like skirting to the wheel, and they're now fixing it for us, which is very nice of them. Luckily, the Dacia Logan is the most popular car in Morocco, and parts pretty much grow on trees, so we're back on the road in no time at all. Yeah, that's a camel crossing the road. We reached Merzouga by nightfall and couldn't really see that much, but then woke up in the morning to absolute outstanding beauty. The place was incredible. The next part of the road trip was to commence on camel, and it was surprisingly a lot more comfortable than the car we hired. We then headed into the desert to find our camp for the night. What is it? Chicken. We're climbing the dunes to see the sunrise. It's so hard. It's taken us about 20 minutes to get halfway, and probably another 20 minutes to the peak. But it was 100% worth it. The amount of likes I got on the gram was amazing. We then hired a new breed of camel that was apparently a lot faster.
They always ask me, Ali, what you so angry for, man? Why you always so upset? I tell them shit. There's a thin line between anger and hunger, my man. And I ride a unicycle down the middle. You might catch me touching feet down on both sides. Ever since day number one, it's just me and where I'm coming from. Rites of passage and shadow.
After we finished messing around in the desert for a few days, we then headed 800 kilometers to the west coast to spend a few days surfing, chilling, and taking it easy. But before we could do that, we had to drive there. We arrived at the coast and went surfing. We then smoked something really funky with this random guy by this fire. It was all really weird. That evening, we slept on the roof of the hostel as there was no more rooms available. It still cost me the best part of €6 though. Oh well, money well spent. After 10 amazing days, it was time to head home. We travelled from one side of the country to the other. We surfed, rode quad bikes, camels, met some interesting people, and also got ripped off a load of times too. But luckily, we didn't buy any carpets. I'm happy to say that the Morocco road trip was a success and officially ticked off the list.
What